Hello everyone, my name is Lisa, and today I'm bringing you my final book outlet purchases, which means this will be my last unboxing video for a while, and once I do my haul video, hopefully I won't have anything else until September, which is my goal, because September is when my birthday is, and I probably can't resist buying books for my birthday. So, I have already opened my last two boxes that I got. I'm just going to show you what books I got in these orders. First book I got in this order is Area X, which is the entire Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. I read most of the first one, which was Annihilation, and then had to return my copy to the library. And this I think is the most expensive thing I've bought this month, which was like $7.50. So, not too bad for a new, ever so slightly damaged hardcover book. I'm really excited about this and to read this whole trilogy. I remember really being intrigued by the story and really enjoying the voice of the narrator that I'm not sure you ever actually get their name, so that's a fun little thing too. The next two books go together. They are Ink and Bone and Paper and Fire by Rachel Caine. I have read Ink and Bone and I liked it a lot. I have not read Paper and Fire yet, but these are young adult fantasy novels with a library, so yay books within books. Oh wow, these spines look awesome together. So I'm excited to read Paper and Fire. I might have to reread Ink and Bone to know what's going on. These next two books also go together. They are Binti and Binti Home by Nnedi Okorafor? I'm probably not saying that correctly, I apologize. But I read Binti and it was amazing. It's a really tiny short story. I want to say it's like 80 pages, 89 pages long. It's a sci-fi space adventure about this girl that gets accepted into this space program, and then the spaceship gets invaded. I have not read Home yet, but I really, really love Binti, so I would recommend reading these as well. And hey, I now have novels. So if you recall from my other book outlet unboxing, I had gotten Inquisition and Battle Mage, which are the second and the third books in this series, and I thought I already owned the first one, but I didn't. So now I have Novice, which is the first book in the Summoner series, which is about a boy who can summon demons. Glad that I finally have the whole trilogy. The next book I got is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 7th book in the Throne of Glass series, which I haven't started, but I own all of them. So that is going to be a series that I try and read this year because, like I said, I have all of them and haven't read them yet. I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas from the library, and I don't own that one because that's how I work. I read the things I check out from the library and then never touch the things I own because I'm a terrible reader. The last book I got in this order is The Tales of the Peculiar, a signed copy of it right here. You can see it. Ransom Riggs signed it, which is awesome. I have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I have not read it or the subsequent novels. I know there's a lot of excitement because this fall there's going to be a new series set in this world, but it's going to be in America. But as I understand, The Tales of the Peculiar is a book that is talked about in the Miss Peregrine's trilogy. I really wanted it because it was a signed copy and I thought that was really cool. That's the last thing I got in this book outlet order. So with my next order, it's a significantly bigger order, and I think everything I bought in here was from the sale section of Book Outlet. I also don't know what most of them are about. I read the descriptions because I don't completely just buy things willy-nilly, but a lot of these are things that I was unfamiliar with before finding them on Book Outlet. So, first up, The Land of the Silver Apples by Nancy Farmer. This is the second book after Sea of Trolls by Nancy Farmer, which I own and also haven't read. But the next book I got is Dead Investigation by Charlie Price. This is a young adult novel about a boy that can talk to ghosts. I just realized from the back that this is actually the second book in the series. It seems like it's a mystery series, and so maybe not reading the first one doesn't really matter. The next book I got is The Inventor's Secret by Andrea Kramer. This is the first book in a series that is a steampunk fantasy novel. So I like steampunk and I like fantasy. The next book I got is The Originals by Kat Patrick. This is a young adult contemporary about a family that seems to just have a single mother and a daughter, but really there are 4 clones, and they all take turns going to school and living life. Then romance happens or something, but it sounded really cool. The next book I got is The Heartlight Saga by T.A. Barron. T.A. Barron also wrote a series about Merlin, but this is a sci-fi series about a girl named Kate who explores the galaxy. So that sounded interesting. There are 3 books in this one book, and that's the thing I like. The next book I got is The Only Ones by Aaron Starmer. This is a middle grade book about something happening and only children are left behind. The next book I got is The Fog Diver by Joel Ross. This is another middle grade book that is set in a dystopian world where there is mist covering the earth and humans are living on the tops of mountains. And this is about a group of kids that operate a zeppelin. Next book I got is Return to Exile, which is the first book in the Hunter Chronicles by E.J. Patton. This is another middle grade book in a steampunk dystopian universe. The next book I got is How to Be Brave by E. Catherine Kataras. This is a young adult contemporary about a girl whose mother dies, and she realizes that she hasn't really been living life to the fullest. So she makes a list of all the things that she wants to do and tries to complete that. These next 2 books I got go together. They are Man-Made Boy and This Broken Wondrous World, both by John Scavron. This is a young adult series about the son of Frankenstein's monster and Frankenstein's bride. The next book I got is Pieces by Chris Lynch. It is about a boy whose brother dies and is an organ donor, so he goes around and meets the people that received his brother's organs. The next book I got is Saving Montgomery's Soul by Mariko Tamaki, who is the author of This One Summer, which is a wonderful graphic novel. But this is about a girl who buys this amulet online for $6 and ends up affecting her enemies, and she has lesbian moms, so I'm excited to read this. I believe it's also middle grade. The next book I got is Wonder at the Edge of the World by Nicole Helget. This is a novel about the first female scientist in the 19th century, fictionally, and as she is trying to save an artifact that her father left behind from people that are trying to take it, and she has a friend that's a runaway slave, and this sounds awesome. The next book I got is A List of Things That Didn't Kill Me by Jason Schmidt. This is a memoir about Jason, whose dad was diagnosed with HIV, and basically his terrible home life of robberies and drugs and things that didn't kill him. So this will be interesting, I'm sure. The next 2 books also go together. They are The Nightmare Dilemma and The Nightmare Charade by Mindy Arnett. I already have the first book. Well, actually, I didn't have the first book, and after ordering these, realized that it would probably be better for me to just buy it off of Amazon for I think like $6, because if I go through a book outlet again, I will want to reach the $35 for free shipping. So I got these. These are young adult, fantasy, magical boarding school. I need something to try and compete with Harry Potter in my life, which is something I also need to reread. But they sounded really neat, and I got them, and I have all 3 of them now. The next book I got is Dreamstrider by Lindsay Smith. This is a young adult novel about a girl who can walk into people's dreams and essentially possess their body. So she is a spy for her empire. Next book I got is Invisibility by Andrea Kramer and David Levithan. This is a young adult contemporary about a boy who is invisible and a girl that can see him. I honestly just bought this book because David Levithan. The next book I got is Soulbound, which is the first book in the Legacy of Trill series by Heather Brewer, who is now Zach Brewer. This book is about a war that is going on, and there are healers and there are barons, and this main character has trained to be a healer and they are forbidden from fighting, but she's learning to fight in secret. The next book I got is I Love, I Hate, I Miss My Sister by Amelie Sarn. This is a really short contemporary that is about two sisters that are Muslim, one of whom becomes more secular and one of whom becomes more religious, and kind of how their relationship changes and morphs throughout that process. The next book I got is Tell the Story to Its End by Simon P. Clark, and this is about a boy who moves with his mother out into the countryside, and there's a creature in the attic, and he tells this creature stories. The next book I got is The Fall of House West by Paul Pope, J.T. Petty, and David Rubin. This is about a girl whose father is the greatest detective of this city, and she is training under him and gets involved into a murder mystery. The next book I got is Concentrate by William Sutcliffe. This is about a near future London where the government has been distributing this miracle behavioral drug called Concentrate, but it stops distributing it, riots explode, and these 5 teens take a guy and chain him up in a warehouse. The next book I got is Friday Barnes, Girl Detective by R.A. Spratt. This is a middle grade novel about a girl detective. It sounds like a fun little time, and I enjoy detective novels and I enjoy female protagonists, so this sounded up my alley. The very last book from BookOutlet that I'm buying for the next 2 months was in this box. Is Dandy Gilver in a Bothersome Number of Corpses by Catriona McPherson. This is like the 8th book in this series. I haven't read any of the others, I haven't heard of this series before, but the title, cover, thought of having this British lady detective who is just proper and is just very inconvenienced by these murder crimes. Sounds fantastic, so I'm excited to read this as well. So that is it for my book outlet hauls. That's it. I'm done. I'm done buying books. It's over until September. I'm done. And I'm going to read at least some of these. That is the plan. Although I have like 150 things checked out from the library, I'm gonna read some of the stuff I own. And I'm excited to own all of these books. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So, first book.